Ali Velshi strikes again with one of the most eloquent characterization of not only Trump, but the Republican Party that Trump really simply magnified in volume. Check this out, and then let's take it on the other side.
The outgoing president tells so many lies so often that I wouldn't be surprised if he drank too much of his own Kool-Aid and deluded himself into believing that a coup is actually a viable option. But it's too facile to blame this president alone for this mass delusion. Republicans have lied to themselves and America for a long time to suit their agenda. This goes back to the earliest lies from Fox News in the 1990s, to climate deniers in the Bush era, to racist birthers in the Obama era. Republicans have, for decades, cared more about telling people falsehoods that make them feel better about themselves at the expense of others than about telling them what they actually need to hear. And that is the truth. Republicans have cared more about cultivating a mass delusion of lies and conspiracies than they have about confronting the real problems that we face in this nation. It's not hard to ignore a devastating virus and the voices of voters when you've been fed lies about everything else for years. So where do we go from here? How do we continue when we have just one functioning political party and the other one on a never-ending ayahuasca retreat? I don't have the answer to that. There will be a lot of hard times. You cannot break a fever like this overnight, but you can speak up. You can make your voice heard. You can take action. You took action more than 81 million times in November when you rejected the worst deluder of them all. So in the end, you do matter. What you do and what you say matters. And when this nation is tested, people like you just might be the change agents that break this fever dream on the right side. Look at the incredible efforts of the frontline workers who've saved millions of coronavirus patients. Those men and women did not give in to the delusion. They fought. They are still fighting. Look at the vaccine. We now have our first COVID vaccine because people like you saw the danger of the virus. You accepted the danger was real. You got to work. Look at the 4 attorneys general who just helped get that sham Texas lawsuit rejected by the Supreme Court. They used their voices and their power to fight back against the lies and the conspiracies to protect our democratic institutions for which people have died. Now, you might not be able to create a vaccine on your own. You might not be able to fight a fake lawsuit in the Supreme Court, but do not discount the importance of your voice. You can fight back against this delusion. No act is too small. This time of year is a hopeful time of year. The vaccine is hopeful. The Supreme Court order is hopeful.
Absolutely so. Now, he defined and made a very important point. And it's something that we've been saying quite a long time on Politics Done Right. And that is, you cannot blame Donald Trump for all that has occurred. Donald Trump is just a culmination of a constancy of lies and lies and lies that the Republicans have constantly told to their people, constantly taking them over to the edge, closer to the edge, closer to the edge. And Donald Trump almost brought us over the cliff. And little do these people know, the ones who are supporting Donald Trump, little do they know that they were themselves going to be victims of the autocratic government they were about to establish. Little do they realize that they were going to be victims just like those they thought they were going to victimize. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.